So I've been using Adobe Premiere and Adobe Lightroom and a little bit of Photoshop here and there. And I used Audition a little bit, but then they added the options that I used in Audition to Premiere. So I was just using Premiere basically every day. Full disclosure, where I work, I get a copy of Adobe. So I don't have to pay for, I've never paid for Adobe. I've used Adobe for 6 years. And like all the controversy about it paying and all that stuff, I've seen it and I know that it's there. But as far as for me, I've never had to pay for it, so I've always had to not have to worry about that. Now that they've done another update, which I did an update, I did the last big update that they did earlier this year, I think, and it broke my ability to use my graphics card, because then it would throw in like weird data. It would just like make it go garbled. So then I have to use software rendering to fix that issue. So it's been like a pain to use Adobe in the last couple of weeks, just as far as speed and everything, because you're not utilizing the full breadth of the CPU and the computer and all that. But that's another issue. So I was like, I would always think, okay, well, I'm glad I don't pay for this. I'm glad I don't have, I can not have to worry about shelling out cash for something that doesn't work as well as it could or it did. Because that's just always the case, right? Something, I mean, everything. It's like the quality of everything has gone down. I'm going to turn into the old man that's yelling at the clock. I paid more money for things that for less value, all of that stuff, which is absolutely true, but that's not the point of this whole thing. So I went and did a quick search, and there's a bunch of people that have left Adobe years ago, as a matter of fact. So this is just the latest wave. This latest wave is because ostensibly Adobe is saying, hey, anything you put into your data drives on the cloud, on Adobe's cloud, we can scan it and use it, maybe use it to train AI, but the wording is so broad that it doesn't really have any sort of that people are saying, well, this is probably what it could do, and it leads to this and that, and it just leaves all your data open. I can't get people to watch my videos, so I'm not worried about people stealing my content of me going, for like 3 to 4 minutes at a time every day. I'm not worried about people stealing it. I'm not worried about that. For me, I understand people with NDAs and people with that kind of content and this and that, whatever. I don't want to be involved with that anymore if I can help it. So what was the top replacement for Adobe Premiere is DaVinci Resolve. So let's switch the screen. I'm going to be a little guy in the corner, and this is DaVinci Resolve. I just installed it on my personal computer. I've never used it before, so it gave an option to set it up in a way, in the way that looks like that'll be more familiar for somebody who uses Adobe. I've used Premiere for like I said, like 6 years now. I don't do fancy edits. I'm not like I don't do anything crazy. Every now and again, I'll do something that will require a little bit more. Blah 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 blah. Favorite frame of project. Would you like to change the timeline frame or rate your math? Can't undo this action or the clips are different frame rate than the project. Would you like to change your timeline frame? Change. Which is normal. Okay. So I have a small video that I want to create, which will come out whenever, I don't know. I do a video every day, so I'm always putting together a video that's going to be showing up sometime. So we were in Las Vegas. In real time, it was last week. I don't know when this video is coming out, so whenever the week prior. So ate at my favorite restaurant there. So it's an incredibly small video. It's just vertical video. I shot it on my phone. I was way more worried about enjoying the delicious food and having some cocktails than shooting like a proper video or whatever. So So this is the interface. The interface looks pretty straightforward. It kind of looks like Final Cut Pro on my iPad. I've never used Final Cut Pro on my Mac. I do use Logic all the time, and I've thought about moving to Final Cut Pro. Maybe I'll do that when I buy another computer or at some point in the future. But okay, let's see how it goes. So this is the beginning. What I'm thinking here is just my videos, I always shoot them with the idea that it's just linear. So like it starts at the beginning and goes and finishes at the end. There's no like crazy, you know, Inception type. I don't do that. So realistically, this is all I have to do, because like when I've made videos in so if this is just this, the only thing I would really have to worry about is what do you call it? Rendering time. Hey, if it renders faster than Adobe Premiere, hey, that'd be great. So I think it's going to be like a minute and a half, which is pretty great. Why isn't the last one going in? Oh, that was the wrong one. That's why. Did I already put that one down? I did. So my first problem is, how do I move? And I think that's it. So yeah, fish taco, this delicious rice vinegar and tomato thing that was really great, and then that was queso flameado, which we already ate, it was just that good. I was just hungry, and it's one of my favorite restaurants in Las Vegas, easily. This was a carnitas taco. Put a little lime on it. It has a couple of chicharrones on it. It was so good. Oh, did I put that fish one twice? I did. So I've already reached some problems, or not problems, things that I normally do. So I don't need this one because I just put it in twice. So cut. Or you can just hit the delete key. My keyboard's acting up. I have a wireless keyboard, but I spilled tea on it about 2 years ago, and I think it's coming back to bite me. One thing that I'm noticing, it's a vertical video, but it's gave me the wide format. So I'm gonna need to figure out, how do I change my timeline settings. So those are that's the taco, that's the other taco, that's a fish taco, that's my cocktail. Delicious cocktails. The food there is incredible. You're in Vegas, in the Cosmopolitan Hotel, China Poblano, my favorite restaurant in Las Vegas. These buns were outstanding. Came with like a little condensed milk. It was just incredible. And then finally, it's like a Buddha. It's like a jelly Buddha that sits in this, sits on top of ice cream with some sort of sauce or something on it. It was incredible. It's like, I've never had anything like that before, and it's just incredible. So I don't do anything fancy. That's probably why I don't have anybody who follows or anything like that. Use project settings. So there. Okay. So what I want is to be reversed. So 2160, so 2160, and then I just reverse the numbers. Was that the right number? That was not the right number. That's funny. Maybe I'll learn how to memorize things. So use projects. So 3840. It was right. Okay. So cut. So 2160. So hit OK. Okay. So now it's vertical, and that's it. So now what I want to do is export timeline. And you can export a frame as a still also. I want to allow it. So yeah, I'm just going to allow, dump it in there and hit save. Did I not do that right? I probably, oh, export project maybe. That's what it is. Okay, export project, untitled project. I'm just going to save it like that. Maybe not. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever used it. The funny thing is I have this giant monitor, but I don't have my glasses on, so I'm like having to lean over and like look at it, and it doesn't matter. Quick export maybe? Ah, okay, here. Okay, so this is what I want, the resolution, everything looks good. You can put it out in the YouTube, and you can sign directly into YouTube. I'm not going to do that, I just want to export. So just dump it in there, and there you go, it's rendering. Okay. So this is like a minute and like 15-20 second long video. So it shouldn't take more than a minute to export, even though it's 4K, but I don't have anything else going on my computer right now. I just rebooted just to make sure that we have a clean slate, so to speak. Let's see here. Make sure nobody's yapping at me. It's 11 minutes into the video. If you made it this far, it's a Tuesday afternoon and I am working right now, so I have to keep an eye on my desktop. Nobody watches this far. It's going along pretty good. That was the one thing some people were saying, oh, the render time is much better on this and that. So I'll take your word for it. My computer is pretty fast. My computer's 4 years old though. It's an Intel box. It's not even an the M processor. The next computer I'm going to get is obviously going to be an M processor, but considering I have to work to make money and I don't get like my YouTube cash thrown at me, I have to like save up money and buy it at some other point. So if this is the way it works, 90% of the videos that I make are like this. I have all the components and I just string them together. I was just, normally a video like that I'll just render straight on my phone because I have a video editor that I use. Or I'll do it on my iPad. I have my iPad right here. I'll use Final Cut Pro, which is a really fun application to use, and then I can use my Apple Pencil to write and stuff like that. Anyway, okay, that's it. With a linear timeline, with nothing fancy, really good. And this is, and the crazy thing is this is free. This is the free version. I downloaded this, no cash, nothing. And if it does this, I mean, I didn't pay anything for Adobe because, like I said, I'm getting it at work. I mean, this, and I'm not under, Adobe can't see me. Which, I mean, they're not going to steal my stuff if nobody wants to watch them. I can't get people to watch stuff on here, let alone people are stealing it or whatever. But to know that I have an application that's mine on my computer and nobody can say, nope, you can't use Adobe anymore. Which would be not my fear, but it would definitely be like, oh, I have to learn. I might as well take that time now to learn it, and then I'll make a video about it and blah, blah, blah. So, moving forward, I'm going to try to edit, compile my videos in DaVinci Resolve, and maybe I'll buy the version, because with this you don't have to pay a subscription. One time it's like $250, $300. It's not cheap, but you only have to pay it once. Whereas Adobe, if I were to sign up for Adobe to get the same thing, I want to say it's like $50 a month just for that one app, and it's like $700 a year for everything if you pay for the year, and if you pay by a month it's almost $1,000 a year. So free is, it's a hit or miss nowadays. This seems okay. A lot of people stand by it. I'm willing to try this. I'm always interested in learning new applications, especially if it's something fun. If it's work, then I'm like, we don't need it. But if it's this, I'll try it out. So hopefully moving forward I'll use this application a lot more, and I'll probably be using Final Cut Pro on my iPad more. So looks good, pretty straightforward to just do what I do. So I seem pretty happy with it. Who am I? I think I'm going to be happy with this. So we'll see how it goes.